Thank you, Mark.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay, our last presenter is Rebecca Linton with the Covering, and she's here to talk about her residential care program.
Yes, ministry, yeah.
And I'll be passing these on. She's talking.
You're close.
Oh, I know.
Go ahead. Hi, you guys. I'm Becca Linton. I apologize for being a few minutes late. Thanks so much for having me. I was driving over here thinking, man, this is probably a long day for you with a lot of awesome things to support. But I just want to say thank you first for having us and letting us even apply, and for your investment in the community wherever you choose to put your funds. It's really, really cool. So thank you guys. Awesome. So we're passing out a couple of things, Jameis. Great. But I just want to share a little bit with you about who we are and how we got here, or where we came from, and then why we're at the ask that we gave you. I know that you guys have already seen it, so I'll walk you through that as well. But the Covering is a residential ministry. It's for women and children coming out of addiction or other life struggles. We have women coming out of domestic violence and abuse. But the big thing that we're focused on is providing a home for them. We're not an institution. We use a program type structure, but we're very much not a program. We're here to be a home for women and kids. So we just moved to the Circleville area, but let me back up and tell you the beginning. So the Covering started with a couple named Delbert and Jenny Hill. They started, kind of went through some craziness in their own home and their own marriage, and when they were putting that back together, they saw that there were just a lot of people around them struggling. They started to invest in other outreach ministries. So they started going to jail and prison. They started volunteering at recovery ministries and meeting people on the streets and just really trying to be a help. And what they found is you're able to help people in those different places, but then those people need a home. They need a family. So often they were hearing, especially women, say, I don't have a safe place to go tonight. I don't have a family who's going to walk with me through this. And so that's where it all started. They said, okay, well, we have a bedroom available. Oh, I think we can make a second bedroom. And then they put a bunk bed in the first bedroom, right? And they just kept adding rooms. And then eventually, that was all back in 2016, kind of started there and grew. And then last year, I jumped on staff and we moved to the Circleville area. Crazy story, but we have the 13-bedroom home. It used to be a veteran's home out on Spangler Road, like Jackson and Spangler at the corner there. So it used to be full of men. We changed it, and it's now full of women and kids. There's 16 of us living there, including staff and women and kids. And it's a huge blessing, and you're welcome to come visit anytime, but it is a home. We provide the structure that helps these women get their finances under control, start paying off debts, start saving toward a better future. And we're also able to provide a kind of a double or two programs within the home right now. So one is focused on residential. It's for ladies coming right out of crazy situations where you need a little bit more structure. I've worked in women's recovery for the last 8 years, so I know a little bit about needing some structure and helping control drama. So we do that in the first 9 months of the program. And then we provide a transitional program that's very low cost. It's where the women are able to have their kids with them, and again, in a home environment where they're learning to be mothers. Again, I've worked in recovery, and I tried to do this in a class environment. Let me teach you how to be a mom. Let me teach you how to be a friend or a sister. It doesn't work. You need somebody to walk with you and model it out, and that's what we do. I'm on staff, and I live in the house to help be a family to them. So we're able to provide those two programs, and that kind of leads me into the why behind the ask. So we have this big home. It is definitely full. It is definitely functional. We have 16 people living there, like I said. So we're looking for the opportunity to add a second home to this. And what that second home provides is it lets us take those two programs and separate them so that we're not trying to do all the structure of the first program at the same time as adding responsibility and freedom for the ones later in the program. It can be a little confusing. So we want to be able to split those out. The other thing we want to be able to do is take women right off the streets, right out of crazy situations. We do this as much as possible right now, but we have kids living in the house, and they've already been through some crazy trauma, and so we don't want to put them through more of that with somebody who's just coming off the streets. So we have to be really careful right now with who we can take. What we'd like to do is be able to take those women and put them in a home that's more structured, that's to themselves, and then them be able to work toward living with their kids in the bigger house. That would be the idea. So that's who we are, that's what we do. I would love to hear your questions.
So how do you differ from